Assalamu alaikum. Brothers and sisters, thank you so much for such a warm welcome. But I can tell you, and my brother, student minister Sherriff, I'm already at home.
Yes, sir.
And I'm thankful to Allah to be back in Atlanta to be with you this morning. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful, the all-wise and true and living God, to whom praises are due forever, the Lord of all the worlds. We could never thank Allah enough for his many blessings that he has bestowed upon us as his people. The greatest of these blessings is what is called divine revelation that he has sent down throughout the wheel of time through prophets and messengers. So we thank him for Moses in the Torah or the Old Testament. We thank him for Jesus in the Gospels, or what is affectionately called the New Testament. And we are forever grateful and thankful to Allah for the final revelation given to humanity, called Holy Quran, through Prophet Muhammad, peace and prayers be upon him. But peace be upon all of these worthy servants of Allah for what they have given us in the way of revelation in Scripture. But if you ever took a look at Scripture, you will see, and you will be caused to understand, that the most consistent being there is God himself.
Right.
He's so consistent that if you put your faith and trust in him, you would never have to second guess it, because he's the most consistent. And then we are taught Allah loves those who are consistent. So wherever there was a suffering people, he consistently sent or raised someone for that suffering people, that they may come out of their suffering through his message. But we are the fulfillment of those scriptures. So Allah did not give us a prophet. He fulfilled the scripture by coming himself, which makes you very special if you only but knew. So we thank Allah for his divine intervention in the affairs of the black man and woman of America in the person of Master Farrakhan Muhammad, and for his wise choice of our messenger, but exalted now to the position of Christ, a Georgia-born black man. I know that's hard for us to take.
Come on now. A Georgia-born black man. Come on.
The eternal leader of the nation of Islam, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. Such a beautiful man. What a heart that I'll talk about in a few minutes. But that heart is so big, he gave us a second chance by preparing one for us today. He's cut right from the same essence of his teacher. So that if we miss the teacher the first time, we get a chance to see him and hear him again. So I thank Allah for allowing me to come in contact with this special human being that is still among us. 83, God willing, be 84. Not tired and broken down and sitting back waiting to die, but a man that is working hard for me and you. A man that deserves our following, but deeper deserves our obedience. I'm speaking none other than the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I greet all of you with the greeting words of peace, as we say in the original language of our fathers, the Arabic language, because if you watch Roots, Kunta Kinte didn't speak English when he came in. So our original language says that we greet in peace by saying Assalamu alaikum. Everybody all right?
Yes, sir.
I want to thank once again our student Southern Regional student minister Abdul Sherriff Muhammad, and his wife is here, Sister Sharifa, and all of the laborers and staff here at the 1-5. But always remember, 1 and 5 is 6. So I come from Mosque number 6 to the 1-5, 15. And as I said, I'm at home and I feel good to be among you today. I see in the back our foundational stone, the great Abdul Rahman. All praises be to Allah. He was here with us last night. I see my brother James Naji in the back. All praises be to Allah. And I got something for you, my brother. I promised you something, and your brother going to deliver today. But let me get to my subject in this short time that we have among you. Brothers and sisters, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was and is a man that had deep insight into what is happening right now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How did he know that his people would be facing what we are facing right now? He didn't have the insight because he just had it. He had the insight because he was given something that allowed him to see things properly. I was laughing with the brothers last night because some of us are a little rebellious when time starts catching you. So my eyes aren't as strong seeing in distance anymore, but your brother just resists getting a pair of glasses. So if I want to see far, I better get that corrected, right? But the point is, it's very difficult to see with the natural eye or with a pair of glasses in the dark.
Come on. Think now.
So when there is less light, the more difficult it is for the eye to comprehend and see what it's looking at.
Right. Yes, sir.
Y'all all right?
Yes, sir. Come on, bro.
So when you walk into a dark space, your pupils on your eye open up real wide.
Come on.
And why does it open up real wide? Because what your pupil is trying to do is find any presence of light in order for it to convey to the brain what you're looking at.
That's right.
And when there is little light or no light, no matter how big that pupil get, it cannot send an effective signal to the brain. So when we're in the dark, we do a couple of things. We start imagining that we saw something that really wasn't there.
That's right.
No, really.
That's right. Think about it.
But the human being and the creation of the human being by Allah is so big and masterful that when the physical eye can't properly comprehend in darkness, then all the other senses are heightened. So sound becomes heightened. So when you're in the dark, you notice you hear every little move.
Come on now.
Somebody walk across the floor.
Come on now.
Right? The sense of smell is heightened. All because of the communication of the body with the brain to put you and I in a condition and in a position to properly comprehend our environment. So when we're in the dark, we don't have a proper sense of our environment. Therefore, we become prey. P-R-E-Y. To anything in the environment that is moving off of instinct. Because when you live off of instinct, you don't need the things that a human being needs, like intelligence, knowledge. Because when you are an animal or an insect, you don't need books. You don't need teachers.
Come on now.
You move off of instinct, feel,
Think
smell. And when the human being falls down out of the nature in which he or she is created, then we have been leveled to like a beast that moves off of instinct. And that's why you hear us say, you feel me?
Come on now.
Come on.
Come on
You
now.
feel what I'm saying? No, I ain't feeling what you're saying. I ain't understand what you're talking about. You don't understand? So when we don't have intelligence based upon proper knowledge, then we're in the dark. And you may think that you're seeing something, and you really ain't seeing it all. But when the lights come on, woo! First you gotta adjust after being in the dark.
Come on now.
Yes, bring it.
Because them pupils now gotta close up to put us in proper focus because the presence of light. And then we start seeing things in the light
Come on now.
that was hidden in the dark. And those things that we thought we saw certainly ain't there. And then we come into the knowledge of the environment that we're in. And if we came out of that darkness and a whole bunch of guns pointed at us, we could say, whoa. Or you out in the woods and you see all of these, predators. The black man and woman have been the prey of white people. And as a result of us being under the foot of tyranny and slavery, suffering and death by white people, every other ethnic group now sees us as prey. So there's open season on us as a people that we are used and abused by all the members of the human family, including white people who are the abstraction of our own original self. Wait. So everyone that has come from us abuses us.
Come on now.
Though they would not even have an existence without us. So when we come into the proper light now, that is knowledge. And when you find out who you are for real, then you will no longer ever allow someone, no matter what they look like and who they say they are, to ever abuse and misuse you ever again. So what are you looking at when you see the members of the Nation of Islam under the guidance of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and his star minister, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan? That's what I came to talk about today. The Honorable Minister Farrakhan, the star of God in our midst today.
Come on now.
What are you looking at?
Hey, hello.
You're looking at yourself in the form that you should be in. Come on. People that come from what you come from and what you experience. We're not church boys. And these are not church women in the sense of that effect of going to a place hearing good preaching and then doing nothing. In 1962, in the month of June 2nd, I believe, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad delivered an address at the McCormick Place in Chicago. And he came out with a beautiful teaching, as he always did. Teaching from the Quran and the Bible, lifting us up. But he did something after he gave us the spiritual word, because he's not an average preacher trying to deliver a sermon. But he fed the people spiritually, Brother Sherriff, and then he pulled out a program.
Come on now. Who's on that program?
And he began to teach these points of a program.
Yeah.
And he called it the Muslim program. What the Muslims want and what the Muslims believe. Oh yeah. The Muslims. The Muslims. Not them Muslims. The Muslims. The enemy on their media outlets never say the Muslims. Unless they're talking about the Nation of Islam.
Listen now.
When they say the Muslims, they're talking about a specific group and kind of Muslim. That Dr. C. Eric Lincoln coined the term the black Muslim.
That's right.
Though the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he never fought that. But he laughed at it. He said, oh, black is not national. Black is universal. But he respected Dr. Lincoln. He respected Udom, who wrote Black Nationalism. He allowed Udom into the temple as he was writing his paper for college. He would eat dinner with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and ask him questions. He talked about how he wanted to come and check out the sisters' class. He couldn't get in there. Well, you know, he went to the brothers' class, so he didn't know. I'm giving you some history lessons. I would be remiss in my duty if I didn't. But I want you to understand something about what we're being called. So Udom asked the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, could he go to the MGT class? He said, no. But look at the wisdom of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. He would invite some of the sisters, laborers, to the dinner and allow Udom to question them. So that he could get a proper understanding of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's work with the female.
Come on now.
But he couldn't come into class.
Right.
Yeah. So Udom called us black nationalists. Lincoln called us the black Muslims. Because what happened to them when they started hanging around us, they saw that we were sure enough black.
That's right.
in every sense of what we were talking about. They found out quick that in our nation, we did not refer to each other as the Negro. The black man.
Come on now.
The black woman.
Yes, sir. Come on with
They
this.
said, well, wait a minute. This must be the black Muslims.
Yes, sir. Come on.
Who them saw that we called ourselves the Nation of Islam. And he met a national secretary. A national MGT instructor. A supreme captain.
Sir.
Fruit of Islam.
Yes.
He said, well, all this national this and national that, they must be the black nationalists. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad never fought it. He just laughed at it and said, black is universal. It is that which all color comes from.
Yes.
All colors come from black.
That's right.
Just like everything you see in the light had its beginning in the darkness.
Right.
So out of the darkness of space, God created himself. Y'all ready?
Yes, sir.
And took as the material for his makeup the blackness of the environment out of which he created himself. So God ain't white.
Come on. Say that again.
I guess I got a little deep for you just to say that God ain't white. And as much as you want God to be white,
Yes.
he ain't. And as much as you would like all the prophets to be white, they ain't. As much as you would like your beloved Jesus to be a white man, he's not.
Sorry.
Never was
Never will.
and never will be. The Bible says he's a black man.
That's right.
But you already know that. We've been teaching a long time now. And you knew that Michael Evans' rendition of Black Jesus on the wall in Good Times.
The story.
Was Ned DeWino.
Take him through the history now.
But man, when he said that Jesus is a black man,
Come on.
in Florida Evans said, boy, what you talking about? Jesus ain't black? Yes, he is, Ma. It's right in the Bible.
Wow.
And then he said, I learned about it in Muhammad's speech. And then he went and got the Bible.
Come on.
And showed her right in the book of Revelation.
Come on now.
And it messed his mother up.
Right.
But she did not want to accept that Jesus would look like the picture that JJ painted for his little brother based upon what he read in Muhammad Speaks newspaper.
Think about that.
Huh? That was a bold move.
Right.
The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said all of the prophets, all of them, taught Islam.
Come on.
Freedom, justice, and equality.
That's right.
Abraham taught Islam.
Yes.
Noah taught Islam.
That's right.
Moses taught Islam. Jesus taught Islam. Prophet Muhammad perfected Islam.
Yes, sir.
You say, nah, brother. Jesus taught Christianity.
Who said that?
Show me where Jesus ever used the name Christianity in the Bible.
That's right.
Christianity doesn't exist in the Bible, just as much as the name Christmas does not appear in the Bible one time. But you see, when you're in the dark, you think you're seeing things.
Come on. Bring it back.
Until the light come on and you find out that it really wasn't there.
Right. Bring it back.
So when the lights came on for us, we found out that the man that they've been painting as Jesus really was a white man that was a relative of the painter.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yeah, Michelangelo, it was his cousin
Right.
that posed for the picture.
Right.
And he was masquerading a fraud as if he was Jesus.
Right.
See, when the lights came on,
Got on the light.
we found out that Christmas had no origin with Jesus.
Come on. Talk about that.
Now I'm going to take a side step real quick. Maybe about 6-7 years ago, at least in Baltimore, I don't know here, but I'm pretty sure it was the same trend. It looked as if Christmas was dying.
That's right.
Look like it now.
And it got to the point where I didn't even have to teach a Christmas lecture anymore on the truth of Christmas.
That's right.
Nobody was buying trees.
Right.
Nobody was putting up lights like they were.
Right.
The people, you would see them in the stores, but not like they used to, you know.
Right.
And this demon saw Christmas was dying. It got to the point where the church wouldn't even open up on Christmas Day no more because people wouldn't even go to church.
Wow.
And the church said, this is bad for business. So it would be better to just shut down for the day. But the real business people, they knew that December was the month that if they were in the red all the other 11 months, they could get in the black in 1 month and stay in business. If they made a profit for 11 months, they could equate that profit that took 11 months in 1 month in the month of December. And all of a sudden, a reformation and reconstruction of how Christmas is marketed came about. So the Black Friday sales and the opening at midnight and this, that, and the third, and these Walmarts and Targets offering these deals on electronics, and see, all of that was a scheme.
That's right. Come on now.
Not because they wanted you to become closer to Jesus, but they wanted you to worship the false Jesus in their form.
Come on.
Wow.
Because these are the money-making schemers.
Money thing. Come on now. Come on.
Money changers, Jesus called them.
Come on now.
He walked in the temple and saw them waxing rich off the ignorance of the people, and he turned the tables over.
Yes, sir. Come on with this.
But why was Christmas dying? Because a star was on the scene and is on the scene shining bright, and we had been teaching and representing Elijah Muhammad and Minister Farrakhan and the influence of But the Nation of Islam had grown to the point where the black man, even if he didn't identify as a Muslim, he agreed with Farrakhan. He agreed with the Muslims.
Come on, teach.
And Christians made a comeback.
Yes, sir.
And then the Honorable Minister on 10-10-15.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we're not just trying to have some march. So like his father, after he gave us spiritual teaching, he came with a program.
Yes, sir.
Up with Jesus. Down with sin. We must redistribute the pain. So he resurrected the other Georgia-born black man, Dr. King. And made Dr. King relevant in a time where he had become a relic in the history classroom.
Yes, sir.
Come on.
So the Negro leadership, so-called, owes a debt of gratitude to a man you've been fighting against, trying to uphold a false religion that has nothing to stand on, that Elijah Muhammad said one day Christianity as we know it would die a natural death.
Come on now.
Oh, man.
Natural death. Don't even have to get it.
And that might cut some of you hard. So let me give you some healing balm. The Christianity that he's discussing that will die a natural death is the white man's made up religion that he put the good name of Christ on.
Say it.
Say it again.
Say it.
Listen.
Because a good Muslim is a good Christian. And a good Christian is a good Muslim.
Tied up. Tied in.
Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
Come on, brother.
Everybody in here that don't have the book Message to the Black Man in America, you should go get a copy. Today.
Real quick.
Because it's so powerful.
Yes, it is.
That you can keep reading it, and every time you read it, you get new insight. Meaning that the light coming out of it gets brighter and brighter and brighter. If you're willing to go in and look and look and look. Y'all all right?
Yes.
And one day, I was reading Message to the Black Man by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and I saw what they call a one-liner. A one-liner. And he says, watch this, a Muslim is a righteous person.
Just like that. Just like that.
A righteous person.
Yes, sir.
He defined a Muslim as a righteous person.
Yes, sir.
And Brother Sherriff, I saw that one line, and I thought about my grandmother.
Yes, yes. Come on.
I said, oh, dear messenger, you
knew what he's talking about.
You opening up something because I look at my grandmother, that's a good one.
Come on now.
Beautiful teaching, brother.
Go ahead.
Never had a Holy Quran.
That's right.
Didn't know anything about Muhammad.
That's right.
Never drank, never smoked. And in 85 years, I can honestly say about that black woman, I've never seen her indecent one time in my life. What do you mean you've never seen her indecent? See, a good woman knows how to conduct herself no matter what's going on.
That's right.
So when I grew up in that house, she never, ever came out that room indecent. Never. I couldn't tell you what her night clothes looked like. So what was it? The nature of obedience and love for God allows a person to be righteous. So Elijah Muhammad was saying that a Muslim is a righteous person.
Yes.
And if you strive to be right through the lens of Christ, who is one with God, then you can call yourself a real Christian. And if we tune up to the life given to us through Muhammad, because Jesus and Muhammad are one.
Right. Absolutely.
So even for some of the so-called Orthodox Muslims that think that you're going to continue to run the game that, oh, in the nation, they're not real Muslims.
Really?
Because the immigrants have deceived you. So you want nothing to do with your Christian brother and sister after you, quote unquote, have accepted the real Islam. But we weren't raised like that.
Come on now.
Teach it.
You get around other Muslims from across the water and they make you other than yourself.
Right.
See, our own self is a righteous Muslim, but just because you're around people claiming to be Muslims and they give you an aesthetic on the outer, but the heart is sour and poisoned with the same type of racism that we suffer under white people.
Come on, man.
Oh, check this out.
Come on,
Check
with
this
you.
out.
Come on, with
Check this out. Want nothing to do with your Christian brother and sister, your mother, your grandfather, your brother, your sister that's in the church striving to be a decent person in life.
Come on now.
You don't invite them to the mosque, and you don't want to go over to the church. And then you put on the aesthetic and put on a dress and walk around in cold temperatures with sandals on.
Like you ain't got
Talking
no sense.
about this is Islam.
You ain't got no sense. Catching cold in your feet.
But the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that means may the peace and blessings of Allah be upon him in Arabic. He wore this dress. Yeah, that was because that was his time, space, and reality.
Come on now.
If any of the prophets was here today, they would come up to the modern time of dress. Depending on who they talking to. So when King Fahd and all of the kings of the Islamic nations, Abdullah and all of them come to America, they don't get off the plane with their traditional garment on. They have on a suit and tie.
Yes, they do.
And when you go over there, you may have on your traditional clothing from where you come from, but after a while you'll be in one of those garments. Out of respect.
Yes, sir.
But the outer garment don't make you.
Come on.
So
man.
Elijah Muhammad said that they came to look at us to not to see if we were clothed in an outer garment, but they wanted to see whether or not we were clothed in the principles of our religion. And the religion is a religion that makes us want and strive to be righteous people.
Right.
Y'all listen?
Yes, sir.
Bring it down now. Bring it down.
So since you got the prophet so much, and you don't want to talk about Jesus as a quote-unquote Muslim, though the Quran styles Jesus as the Messiah.
Perfect.
Come
In
on.
one
now.
of the hadiths of the prophet, peace and prayers be upon him, he said, all of the prophets are brothers of each other, though we all have different mothers. All of the prophets are brothers of each other, though we have different mothers. How are you brothers? Because we're all from the same source of prophethood. So you would not find Muhammad, peace be on him, arguing with Abraham. And you wouldn't find Abraham arguing with Jesus. If they was all sitting at the table, they wouldn't be arguing and fussing over the revelation that God gave them like we sit around and argue about religion. So just like in Baltimore and in Atlanta and in New York and Chicago, the religious people are no better than the gangs.
Come on and talk about that.
Bang it.
Bring us up to date.
Bang it. I'm starring Crescent. I'm the cross. I'm the 6-pointed star. We ain't got no symbol. We just believe in God. Everybody got their signs and symbols, and we all banging on each other. And then want to tell the brothers out in the street, stop banging, when they looking at us saying, y'all do the same thing.
That's what they say.
But when you got a group of people that know how to unite the different faith traditions, then you got to know that you are in the presence of those who have been given a proper knowledge for the proper time to unite the children of God. That he says in the Quran, I've created you and I've divided you up into different tribes that you may get to know each other.
Come on. Come on now.
So the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is bigger than a pastor. Come on.
Please say it.
Bigger than an imam.
Bring it.
Bigger than an apostle or this or that and all of these religious titles. You know why? Because he never ever stops in trying to unite our people no matter what background they come from. And so I had an experience in this city.
Go ahead, brother.
Sitting on the stage at the Day of Atonement. And Brother Sherriff invited a beautiful young Christian pastor who was sitting next to me. And as he was doing Facebook Live, sending out the minister's message, and the Honorable Minister began to talk about the qualities of Jesus. Yeah. As Allah is my witness, Brother Sherriff, that young man said, am I looking at Jesus? Now he on Facebook Live. So if he talk,
Everybody.
they can hear. I'm on Periscope, right next to him. Over 2,000 people was watching through my phone.
Everybody there.
That's why the minister got me doing that every time he speaks. You going to do Periscope, brother? Yes, sir. Minister.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, brother.
And he said, am I looking at Jesus? Wow. And I said, yes. But let me tie this together. The Honorable Minister is a unifier. Because all of the prophets are brothers of each other, though they have different mothers. So why are we arguing about religion? Why are we arguing about God? Once truth comes and what you thought was the truth is defeated, stand on the truth.
That's right.
So in the Holy Quran, family, it gets rid of the argument by saying we believe in all of the messages that have been revealed. And we make no distinction between them.
Just like that.
That's how we know we can't follow the Muslims in the East.
Right.
And we can't follow the immigrants that have settled here.
Listen.
Because you don't follow the book yourself.
Right.
All them out now.
Because we're not going anywhere without our Christian family. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
A few more points and then we'll be done. Look at this. Trump got people shook.
That's right.
All shook up.
And our leader and teacher has exposed to the world right from this city on how Satan cast out Satan, then how shall the kingdom stand? Because it's divided against itself. And everybody did not believe that on November the 8th, Trump would be the president-elect. Nobody believed it. Everybody was really, oh, Hillary going to win. But the honorable minister had already laid it out. Then he came back the next week. And laid it out some more. A little closer to the election.
Yes, sir.
And we still, and even some of us, in the nation, and if Trump get in power, we start acting like the so-called Negro.
Say it.
Big time.
Say it.
That's right.
Big time.
And then it happened.
That's right. That's right.
And people are shook.
Yes, sir. That's right.
Shook. Can I ask the members of the Nation of Islam, which includes you too,
Come on, man.
what you shook about?
The first place.
Because the people went out and voted for the President of the United States, the leader of the free world that has the most slaves of any country on the planet. America has more prisoners than any country in the world.
That's right.
But he's the leader of the free world.
Free to do what?
When did we ever care?
That's right.
Who sits at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue? When did this phenomenon come over the Muslims?
Say this.
Maybe you see yourself as a Muslim now, no longer the Muslim. See, because the Muslim was in the Muslim program. And the Muslim program that was on the back page of Muhammad's speech, and now the final call is the program for all of our people.
That's right.
Huh?
That's it.
Elijah Muhammad defined for us what we wanted. And he didn't say it in the form of a want that we had to beg another people for. He laid out what we wanted and then defined through our belief system how to get it.
Come on.
So he said the black man must get up and do something for himself or suffer the consequences.
That's right.
But you waiting on the White House and the Gold Dome in Georgia and City Hall in Baltimore and all of these places to do for you what you could do for yourself. And many of us that say we believe in Elijah Muhammad's teaching have now put it on the back burner. And we're looking for his lead minister to spoil us and give us everything that we should get up off of our behind and make it flesh because we say we believe and are going to do it. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
So true, brother.
What you shook for?
Say it.
We never worried ourselves about who sits in the White House as the Nation of Islam. Malcolm X never concerned himself with who the new president was, who the new mayor was, who the new governor was. Minister Rahman never worried himself with who the president was, who the new governor was, who the mayor was.
That's right.
I showed the believers last night our beloved minister's words in 1975 when Maynard Jackson gave a proclamation that in the city of Atlanta, Georgia, it was Elijah Muhammad Day and week. And Minister Rahman is quoted. I'll show it to you later. Who would have thought the day would come that in the deep south a black mayor would exist and proclaim that this day is Muhammad's day? You know why? You know why it was Muhammad Day? Because the believers in Atlanta, from the time that it started in the late 50s, all the way through the 60s, you had a minister named James, a minister Jeremiah, who eventually became the minister in Philadelphia. You had a minister named Hewlin Shaw that took the teachings and ran and started his own thing. You had a great captain, Lawson or Ben Assad, may Allah be pleased with him. And then eventually the Rock of the South came. And he didn't appear out of nowhere. He was a soldier.
Come on now.
In the FOI. Huh? Come on, Wally.
That's right.
We got video of him walking that front post.
Say it.
Images of him on the honor guard for Elijah Muhammad watching. So yeah, he helped bring Ali in, and that's the fact. But what makes him great is not his relationship with Muhammad Ali. What makes him great is that he was and is Elijah's man.
Yeah.
And Farrakhan too. And I showed you those images of he and his brother Farrakhan. They were together as brothers then, and they're stronger brothers now. All of the prophets are brothers of each other, though they have different mothers.
Yes, sir.
Break it down now.
Come on with you, teacher.
So that day and that week was proclaimed because they worked. That didn't just was given for political reasons. The point I'm making, that all around the nation of Islam, we made them eventually respect the man that they had beat up on for 44 years.
Hey, living God.
That's right.
Come on now.
They beat us up in the school in the 30s. They locked us up and locked the teachers up, put our children in foster care so that we could establish Muhammad University, and we got them today.
Praise. Come on.
Because somebody paid a price for the establishment of a Muslim school. The immigrants, you did not establish Islamic education. And you did not establish the Islamic etiquette in America. Islam did not start on a college campus in the 80s. Islam started for the black man in North America by the coming of a powerful being from the east unto the west. And embodied in this man was the perfected state of the 99 attributes of Allah. Fully magnified to the degree that the essence of the man transcended the outer shell.
Come on and teach black man.
And it created a magnetic attraction on a dead people who had no life at all. And so the magnetism of a human being operates at his optimum, which is God.
Come on and teach black man.
The dead begin to rise in Detroit,
Say it, black
in
man.
Chicago,
Come on and
and
teach.
in Milwaukee. But a Georgia-born black man
Say it.
that migrated to Detroit,
Yes.
looking for a better life for his growing family,
Come on and teach.
came to the city to get work and ended up in a condition worse than being in the rural South.
Say it. Say it.
He ate the hulls of peanuts and
Think
ate
about it.
chicken feet where they clipped the nails, ate spoiled beef. You don't know nothing about that. But that was the condition of Elijah Poole and his family. But a man came to Black Bottom, Detroit,
Yes. Hey. Let's teach.
vibrating at such a pitch
Teach on the Bible.
that it was causing black people to, what's going on? There's a man down there at Oddfellows Hall having meetings. What is he doing? He's offering salvation. Well, there were a whole lot of people saying that.
Right. Whole lot of people.
Y'all all right? I mean, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad at that time was in bad shape, brothers and sisters.
Come on now.
He loved his family, but he was down on his luck. That's why you can't judge your parents. Because you don't know what they've gone through and are going through to even provide. And sometimes it gets so intolerable, they just want to die. And I mean, they were poor. You know how the case workers used to come around, the social workers used to come around when you was on welfare? Oh, now y'all done got brand new. Y'all ain't got a damn independence card.
Who's with?
So you ain't got to do like we did. We had them stamps.
Right. Y'all got you.
And you know how you was embarrassed you ain't want to go down to that store with them stamps?
They feel dignified. Come on.
And you ain't want your homeboys to see you with them stamps, though they had theirs too. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? Somebody crack jokes on you about having stamps because you go in the store on Monday with the stamps and they going tomorrow.
Right.
But back in the day, when you were on welfare, they would send the workers around to check to see were you really qualified to get assistance.
Right.
So, you know, we used to have to hide the TVs, and, put the toaster up and make sure that the boyfriend wasn't there that day, because if you got a man in there, that's it.
Right. That's crazy.
So to the young generation that don't know nothing about that, go on YouTube and watch Claudine.
That's all you got to do.
All right? That's your history lesson. But back to Elijah.
Yes, sir.
He was in such shape, his family,
Come on now.
is that when the social worker came around, they would make you present your children.
Ain't that so?
Sometimes, if you had more children than what you were reporting, you would hide them. Sister said that she ran with it. She said, put them under the bed. Come on now. I'm glad I got a witness. But one day they came, and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's daughter, Lottie, who was about 4 years old, was crying because she was hungry. Because they hadn't eaten in days. See these ungrateful children? They got all this attitude and disposition. You ain't never been hungry. I ain't never been hungry a day in my life. In 43 years of my life, I ain't never been hungry ever. I don't know what it's like not to go into a refrigerator and nothing be in there in that sense. I know what it's like not to have a lot and not to have all these grandiose choices.
Right.
But not like that. And the social worker looked at that little girl. What's wrong? And she was like, I'm hungry. And you know, that's a violation. And that what that's saying to them is, well, you know, you can't take care of your children. They want to throw your children in foster care.
Right.
So Mother Clara at that time was just at the end. And she wanted to lay the children down in the house and turn the gas on.
Listen.
And then lay down herself. Because they were suffering so bad. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad at that time, he was doing so bad because he loved his family, but he couldn't provide. He would just stay out. Y'all listening?
Yes, sir. Teach the history now.
And then, you know, she had a next door neighbor that she used to talk to named Lula Spell. And can you imagine how women back in the day used to do when they hanging up clothes on the line?
Right.
That's when they talk all that business.
That's
Talk
right.
about their husband.
Husband.
He ain't nothing, or, you know, how your children doing? No, that one getting on my nerves, and you know, I don't know what they was talking about, but I'm just saying, I'm giving you a picture of two women in a poor condition talking. And it's obvious that Mother Clara discussed her condition, and that she probably didn't have to because they were both in a bad condition. But she just went into detail, and Lula Spell said to her, said, well, you know, you probably can get your husband some help down there at the temple. There's a man down there helping people out. I was down there. You want to go the next time I go?
Listen.
That's
And Mother Clara loved her husband. So she was willing to go and try to find him some help. And so she went. And when she walked in, and at the end of the man's lecture, he would shake people's hands, she went down there and shook the man's hand, and the man said to her, where's your husband?
Think about that.
Where's your husband? Bring him with you the next time.
She had it.
And she went home excited. And they waited for the Honorable Elijah Muhammad at that time, Elijah Poole, to get home. And they told him about the man. But there was a little concern. She was convincing him, come on, you got to go down and meet this man. But you can't go because the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, you know, he used to sit. Yeah, oh, now, look
All
at
right,
you.
that great head. Right, that's great head. Yep.
You know you took more than a sip.
Come on now.
And I know he took more than a sip,
Yes, sir.
but I'm not worthy
Come on now.
to talk about him in that way.
Right.
So I say he took a sip. But you know my point. But you couldn't take a sip and go to the temple. They won't let you in. But he was so excited off of what they were saying about the man. He said, oh, I'll stay sober. I'll go down. And on September the 22nd, 1931, Elijah Poole went to the temple at 3804, Hastings Street, and he shook the man's hand. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, I know you, But he had to make sure. I said, who are you? And the man used a strange name. He says, I'm Mahdi. Yeah, it's an Arabic word for guide. Guide. I'm a guide. That's what he was telling him. And they had their little exchange. And Honorable Elijah Muhammad was up on his identity because he was a scripture man. And his found friend said, shh, shh, shh. Who knows that but you? So don't spread that around. And he became close with his teacher. And his son Nathaniel said, when Daddy went down there to that first meeting, he never missed another meeting until he became a minister, which meant he had to move around. He said, but Daddy went there every time after that.
Think over that.
And when I looked at that history, Brother Sherriff, that's how we were. So we know that the magnetism of what he experienced in 1931 is something that was generated by the man that came, and he put that same energy in those of us that would believe in his message. And so therefore it reverberated and it caught on, and we start coming to the temple and we start standing and we start sweeping and we start being around and we started learning who we really are, meaning that the light came to us in the darkness, and the lights came on from a man that is absolutely our norm.
The light. It's on the light.
Because his message exposed all of that which was in the darkness of our mind.
Come on now. Oh.
Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
I'm done.
Hey.
But Elijah Muhammad was affected by this man.
Come on.
Who showed his student.
Yes, sir.
This is who you are at your optimum when you grow into yourself. What do you mean? When you take this message and begin to practice who you really are by your nature, then you will find out that you never have been a nigger, a negro, a coon. You're absolutely God. Oh yeah. Come on. So the man left. But he left the man that he affected. And the man that he affected didn't want his teacher to leave because he loved him. But he told him, I'll be with you every step of the way. He loved his teacher so much that his speech was affected by the accent of the man.
Right.
The man taught Elijah how to drive a car.
Wow.
The man taught Elijah Muhammad how to properly cook food.
Wow.
The man taught Elijah Muhammad how the woman should be trained so that he could teach some women how to train the women so that he wouldn't have to interfere with the women. Come on. Oh, that's love. Huh? But he left it. He loved Master Fard Muhammad so much, his teacher tried him. Because because if you're really my student for real, I gotta test you.
That's right.
Can I tell you what the test was one time?
Yeah.
And it relates directly to me and you right now.
Hop on the test. Teach us the test. Come on.
One day he expressed some anger to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad about the people. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said whenever his teacher became stern, he paid a very close attention to him. Because he was afraid of his teacher when his teacher was stern, because he knew the kind of power that his teacher had.
That's right.
Wise man, right? And that's going on today if you understand it. So you better stop playing with the one that's representing the man I'm talking about right now.
Right.
He said he could knock you out with one punch.
That's what he
Enough
said.
said.
Enough said.
Can I have 10 more minutes, brothers and sisters? Listen, no. Listen, I'm giving you this lesson so that you understand what you're looking at. I'm not trying to keep you back in the day and that you don't, this is 2016. Yeah, but I'm bringing you up to something. He tested his student one day by being very stern and just expressing some anger. And he said, look here, Elijah, I'm done with them.
Listen.
I'll kill them all.
Right.
And take you. And I'll take you and I'll make a whole new people off of you. Y'all listening?
Yes,
And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad responded and said, I could make them better. But if you're going to kill them, kill me too. Because if you're going to kill them, I got to die with my people. He passed the test. Because then his teacher knew, you the man that I've been looking for because of the heart. Because when a teacher knows you love him and that he's influential over you, he tests you like that, knowing that maybe the natural inclination would be, yeah, kill them all. Let's go. But the heart of Elijah is a heart that God has been sending down throughout the token of time.
Yes.
Abraham's heart became Elijah Muhammad's heart.
Friend of God.
Moses' heart became Elijah Muhammad's heart. Jesus' heart, Prophet Muhammad's heart, all of the prophets' hearts was transcended down into the modern time that the scripture may be fulfilled. Come out of her, my people. A nation that is submissive to thee, to God. And show us Abraham and Ishmael talking and petitioning God. Show us our way of devotion. So Master Fard Muhammad brought Islam to the black man of America, but he was making us submissive to the true house, which is not a stone in the east,
Teach on the black.
but a man
Teach on the
that
black.
the world would have to circumambulate around.
Teach on the black
A
man.
man raised back up into his position as the ruler and Lord of the world.
Come on now. Yeah. Allah way.
Listen to what I'm saying to you. It's not false. It's not phony. Elijah Muhammad was attracted to this man, and this man put something in him, and we sitting here right now.
Right.
So you wouldn't have a Malcolm X.
No, you wouldn't.
Because so lit up was Elijah Muhammad, after coming out of prison, he could write a man a letter and raise him through a pen and a piece of paper.
Teach on Elijah.
I got letters of Malcolm X while he was an inmate. In 1950. Because Malcolm was a street hustler and a pimp and a drug dealer. A lowlife. But his correspondence with a man that his siblings was following. Lit him up. Through pen and paper. Lit him up. And Malcolm began to write people from prison that he knew in the street.
Listen.
Go to the temple. Write Elijah at this address. And in one of the letters, Brother Rahman, he wrote the daughter of Sonny Stitt. If you ain't a jazz person, you don't know who I'm talking about.
Right, you know.
That's why I talked to Minister Rahman and Brother Najee. You know, they know them great jazz. And he was telling Sonny Stitt's daughter, tell your father to tell all his fellow musicians to become followers of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. In 1950, he was writing from prison, convincing people, go join the temple. From a letter, and from letters of a man writing him while he's incarcerated.
Make it plain now.
Do you understand what happened? That Elijah's word was so strong, it gave you Malcolm X. You talking about Malcolm X, XXX, as if the X was given to Malcolm by itself? He didn't name himself. Elijah gave him an X.
That's right. Come on, man. Set the record. Set it straight.
Whoa, he's El-Haj Malik Al-Shabazz.
Whatever.
Yeah, Malik Shabazz was given to him by Elijah Muhammad.
That's right.
I got his personal stationary letterhead.
Come on.
As minister of Temple number 7 with the name Malik Shabazz at the top. Talk to me.
Come on.
They ain't know nothing about that.
Plain truth.
Elijah Muhammad made Muhammad Ali.
Right.
Say it.
That's a fact.
And Ali is not greater than his teacher.
Right.
I don't care what the world said. And I don't care what they projected on society about him. He was never greater than his teacher. Now, can I prove it? Because some of you looking at me like I'm crazy. Because you're going to tell me that the whole world know Muhammad Ali, but the whole world don't know Elijah Muhammad.
Come on with it.
Yeah, let me prove that he was never greater than his teacher. Because ain't nobody talking about him no more. Did you hear me?
Say it.
Go ahead.
Tens of thousands at his funeral, media coverage live all out the world, but right now, nobody talking about Muhammad Ali. But all over America at this hour, we talking about Elijah Muhammad.
Go ahead and bring it. Go ahead and bring it.
But Elijah's spiritual son.
Very good.
Let me bring it home now.
Loves all.
Farrakhan is enough for Trump. Because Farrakhan is not a coward.
Not at all.
The Honorable Elijah Muhammad says in Message to the Black Man, the message I bring is not for cowards. Those of you who follow me must be ready to withstand the barbs and insults of those who come to investigate and pry and claim that our ultimate aim is to undermine the American way of life. We have no such intention.
That's right.
And our critics know it. They want to charge the minister with being un-American. Like they charged Elijah Muhammad in 1942 with being un-American and an anti-American supporter of Japan.
Listen. It's real now.
Same enemy, different time. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad says here, how ironic it is that the very people who charge us with disturbing the status quo themselves go around raping, lynching, denying citizens the right to vote, and talking in the halls of Congress to call you and me everything from a beast to an amoral entity. Excuse me. Go ahead. See, when you read these words, woo, what you looking for? We got this weapon of truth that is so powerful. And you got a man in Minister Farrakhan that's showing you the power of Elijah's word. And so though Elijah Muhammad may not be physically here as he was in the 60s and 70s, but he is here. He's here bigger in his student. Because the words I'm reading from his book, the minister is carrying it out. Look, I have no alternative than to tell you that there is not any light beyond the grave. There's no justice in the sweet by and by. Immorality is now. Here. We are the blessed of God, and we must exert every means to protect ourselves. Justice or hell.
That's right.
So in 1935, Elijah Muhammad wrote a letter, Brother Sherriff, to the ministers.
Yes, sir. Come on now.
Reminding them at the top of that letter that the Savior said to him, we must have 10,000 fearless Muslims in order to establish the kingdom.
We didn't hear you though.
To establish the kingdom. And his lead minister say, we need 10,000 fearless. He didn't say Muslims, because that's wise, because you don't know you're a Muslim yet. He knows that you are a Muslim, but you don't know that you are a Muslim.
Beautiful.
There's some that don't know that they're Muslims. Yes, sir.
Beg the pardon, brother. Allah.
Some of you don't know. Because you calling yourself all kind of things. But Muslim is a title too. The nature of a Muslim is who you are.
Just like that.
So the light that came in 1930 is the continuation of the light that was established by the prophets before.
Yes, sir.
However, the light that came is the full magnification of the source of light. Y'all ready for this?
Yes,
So no prophet could come because the prophets are represented by moonlight, which borrows light from the sun. So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was given language from his teacher, such as half original, half learned.
Go ahead.
So half original is the prophets because they did not have the full scope or vision of the fullness of the fulfillment. But when God comes, it's as light shineth from the east unto the west.
That's right.
So shall it be at the coming of the Son of Man. Right?
Yes, sir.
Light coming out of the east.
Yes.
North. And then Prophet Muhammad said one day the sun would reverse its course and it will rise in the west and shine back to the east.
Come on now.
He wasn't talking about the physical sun.
Right.
He was talking about the Son of God.
Yeah. Light
That
of
would
his-
be the magnification of the light of the eternal Lord of the world. Rabbi Alamin is the Arabic, but it's all system. The Lord that has all knowledge and has created systems of learning. You ain't never heard what you listening to from the Nation of Islam nowhere else. Our way of devotion is not the old world of Islam 1400 years ago. Our way of devotion is to bring Islam up into the modern time. So we could be quick moving, fast thinking, right down to the modern time. And so we love Prophet Muhammad, peace and prayers be upon him. But he also said that the Mahdi would come. And when the Mahdi is present, the darkness would go away. And so the precursor to the coming in the presence of the Mahdi at the end has to do with the messenger of God that is styled in the Quran as Al-Najm. Yes. The star. So the term Al-Najm means star, but it's talking about specifically the man with the message of Allah. Y'all listening?
Yes,
Because Najm is talking about one. If you have a group of stars, you say Buruj. But the star is a star that is up and it's going to set. Come down. Hawa is the Arabic term for setting. You say, why are you telling us the Arabic? Because Hawa indicates that though it goes down, it doesn't stay there.
Listen now.
See, English is not consistent enough. But we do the best we can with it. So here's a star that sets but does not stay in the position of being low. It rises again.
Straight to the morning.
Y'all with me?
Come on,
You
man.
sure?
Right.
Also, the term Najm indicates a process of revelation, meaning that it comes down in parts. Why is this important? I'm going to tell you in a few minutes. So piece by piece, step by step, Allah manifests the fullness of what he desires in a man. Not all at once, by parts. The Najm.
Stage by stage.
So the Najm rises in the morning right before the sun comes up.
Right.
To let you know that
Come
the
on,
darkness
man.
you've been in, the big light is coming, but the little light from the big light shows first.
Say it.
So the little light gives way to the big light so much that the big light engulfs the little light, but the little light and the big light are all one.
Say it. Come on, man.
Let me finish this.
Take it.
See, a star is formed by matter that is dust. And in the Bible and Quran, dust is valued at nothing when it does not have aim or purpose.
Right.
But when the dust is attracted, and that gas is attracted by light, then the matter that's doing nothing breaks down and takes on the energy of that which had attracted it. and then is reconstructed into the form of what it was attracted by.
Right.
So stars make other stars. So when we are a people that don't know what to do with our life, attracted by the magnetism of a light coming out of a man, then we are broken down in the present form and take on the matter in the form of the one that attracted us according to that one's life. So the light of Elijah broke Malcolm down and reformed him. Broke Ali down and reformed him.
Come on with your teeth.
Broke Farrakhan down and Rahman down and James Najee down and reformed them. And broke you down and broke us down and reformed us. So that I'm done. So that we may say, we have seen a great light.
Yes, sir.
And the light that attracted us is not selfish because we become the barouge, the cluster of stars.
Come on now.
So as the minister came to Elijah in one form as a musician, the message of Elijah broke him down in that form and reconstituted him and rearranged the molecular structure of his being and his mind. So instead of playing music, I want you to preach the message that has in it life, light, and power.
Come on now.
And so the average star that you see, the sun itself took over 50 million years to evolve into its form. Though the creation of it was 78 trillion years in the beginning, it took 50 million to get it to where it serves its purpose today. So you can't look at Farrakhan from the 50s because he was matter being reshaped and reformed. And so he went to New York after the death of Malcolm to a broken city. And he had to work 4 long years to reestablish our power base in New York. Talk to me. And took it to the heights with the help of Brother Najee and Captain Shah and Brother Akbar and Sister Captain Amina Rasool and Secretary Maceo Aziz and Lieutenant Richard Adax and Clarence Sevenex and all the FOI and MGT that at the end of that star rising 18 months.
Come on now.
Look at that.
Say it.
Over 1,400 students in the university.
Man.
Businesses everywhere. So on May 27, 1974, on Randall's Island, a star had risen and reached its zenith. And he came on a helicopter.
Go ahead.
Because the star,
Man.
Elijah's Najee,
Say it.
had risen.
Say it.
And so he made a uniform.
Yes, sir.
And he put in the collar of his uniform
Yes, sir.
the disc of red that was like the sun in our flag. And then put the crescent moon and the star inside coming out the sun. And when he showed it to his teacher said, that's nice, but take that crescent moon out and just have the star coming out the sun. Because you are my star that has no equal. Oh, man.
Come on.
Look at this now.
Man, he just
Look. So Farrakhan in that time had to rise through all of the madness and the hatred, but yet he rose.
Phoenix bird, come on.
But the Najm rises and then it sets. And so when the big star or the big sun was off the scene, then the little star don't have nothing to shine with no more. So it's a light, but we work together. Because my light is from your light, Elijah, and you're not here. I have no light of my own to shine. Oh, yes, you do, but just not yet. Because the big sun that is styled as light-giving sun
Son of righteousness.
had been embodied in the minister. So just like Elijah Muhammad didn't want Master Fard to go, he had to leave him so that he could shine. And as long as Elijah Muhammad taught his teacher, he would shine. Did y'all catch it? Yes, so the minister had to set. And then darkness overspread the nation. And the lights went out. And circumstances had to break the minister down again. To break him out of the minister of temple number 7 and reconstruct and reform him into the representative of Elijah in his absence.
A star made another star. Come on now.
So the star started coming back up again.
Come on now.
Little by little, but he's not the little star no more. He's a bigger light. So gradually, step by step, he's bringing Elijah Muhammad back up. And the brighter and the more he taught Elijah, the brighter the light of Elijah got again, and he was getting brighter himself.
Wait, come on.
Bring it.
Come on and teach, man.
So the nation was up and running again.
Come on and teach.
Gradually getting brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter to now in 1995, bigger than Randall's Island. Because in 1972, at Savior's Day, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was teaching, and his star minister was standing behind him. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, by the looks of you here today, you will come out by the thousands. One day, we will teach millions. Good God. His star minister standing right behind him said, and we will do it, dear apostle. We will do it.
Just like that.
Y'all want to know an intimate letter the minister wrote to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad? Can I invite you in real quick? Please. See, the 10,000 was already in it. Yes, sir. The whole time.
Yes, my God.
Because in 1967, and Minister Rahman can bear witness, they used to have to send a report to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad every week. Oh, yes, sir. I'm not talking about the report the secretary prepared. They send that too, but the mosque minister had to prepare a report of progress, send directly to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Right. Every week. And the minister laid out his report, what they had done, where he had spoken, and all of the things, right? Here's what I'm inviting you into. At the end of that report, I'm going to show you how powerful the statement is impressed on my mind. Yes. Dear apostle, may I come out to see you this Friday, that you may teach me how to convert 10,000 unto you at once? I said, dang. Excuse me. You want to come out and see the dear Holy Apostle, and you want him to teach you how to teach one set of 10,000 people and convert them at once. That's a love affair there. He has done that. He has converted more than 10,000 at once. And he has taught millions. And when he taught those almost 2 million men on the mall, that was Elijah Muhammad teaching. So the star has risen.
6 million around.
But now it's time to set again.
Listen.
And when the Al-Najm sets, don't think that it was an error, because my companion errs not, nor does he deviate. Look at this now. Nor does he speak out of desire.
Come on, now.
It is not but revelation that is revealed.
Come on, now.
One mighty in power has taught him.
Hey.
Look at it. Look at it.
There'll be two of us backing you up, Brother Allah and myself. The Lord of strength. So he attained to perfection, and he is in the highest part of the horizon. He's up there now. And he's drawing nearer and nearer. And as he draws nearer to that source that also was evolving into another stage of his development, then the one that is drawing nearer now has been made now complete through the process, as Elijah Muhammad said, I am making you to take my place among the people. Well, he's no longer making. He has made him, Farrakhan, to take his place. And when the minister is gone, then the Baruj must shine.
Come on, now.
The question is, are you going to put your own light out? Because the one star can shine for us all, but when he's gone, all the clusters got to unite and come together and not be fighting each other. So that while he's gone, getting better, the group of stars now are together working in such unity. Did y'all hear what I just said? Yes. So the time that we're in, dear family, is a time that is like no other time. And I'm happy and sad to say all in the same breath that the Nation of Islam is the only chance you got. I'm not saying that there aren't other good people out there doing good work.
That's right. That's not what we're saying.
But the nation is the binder of all good work. So without the nation, that good work don't get own way. Reverend McDonald is a man like that.
Come on.
That's right.
See? You can go over there and tell him shut his loud. The minister bite and try to make yourself a star. You can only be a star properly when you're in obedience to the source of your life. So if you start teaching other than what you've been taught, your light will diminish, and when it sets, it's not Hawa, it's just set. It ain't coming back up. But we ain't seen that.
Wow.
So I love you, and I thank you.
Thanks, sir. Excellent.
And as Trump makes white America great again, come on, black man and woman, let us rise up and make the Nation of Islam great again in North America and throughout the world. Thank you for listening, and may Allah bless you as I greet you. Assalamu alaikum.